Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We had another video about Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and in this video let's talk about, in my opinion, one of the best budget duel decks you can build for the new XYZ Festival. Now guys, the XYZ Festival, if you read your notifications, it's coming pretty soon. So as you can see here, it's coming out from the 17th of February, and you don't want to miss this festival because you can get awesome rewards, as this says here, obviously more medals, and as you participate in the event you can get more and more medals. Now the point of this event is basically the XYZ Festival. You can only special summon from your extra deck XYZ monsters, so some of your best decks may not be suitable in this instance, right? So what do you do there? Well, basically you have to have a deck which kind of focuses on pure XYZ strategy without having to worry about much about other things. So one example about this is the Numerian deck. I call this Numerian Crush because you can just crush your opponent like crazy. And this is a deck which is pretty cheap to build, especially because by now you should already have your Maxi, your Cyframe Gear, your Ash Blossoms, and now these are like pretty much staple in your deck. The Kaiju monsters, Raigeki, Harpy's Feather, Monster Reborn, which you get for free, by the way. What else we have here? We have the Terraforming, the Lightning Storm, again, really easy to craft. Effectively, this is like a staple in all the meta decks. Then we have this one here, quite common as well. We have the Call by the Grave, and also, as you can see already, all of them, basically like 90% of the monsters in the extra deck are just normal monsters, although basically not even rare, just normal. I mean, there's only really two here, and we actually don't even need this guy, to be honest. We can just get rid of this guy, and we can just put in our Zeus, because most of you guys are gonna have Zeus already, and that's gonna work, so that's absolutely fine, right? So literally, by now you should already have like about 40% of this deck already built. And to build this deck is super easy because all you have to go here, go to how to obtain, and you just have to focus on this pack here. This pack contains all the cards you need for these, for I believe this one as well, if I'm not mistaken. No, this one is a different one, sorry, my bad. But these, and then these cards as well, and then this one, and this one, and this one, so they're available. So just go one by one, and then you can obviously make sure that you can copy it on your deck. So we have the Cyframe Driver, we have 3 Numerian Wall, we have Maxi, of course, Cyframe Gear Gamma, really good for negating monster effects, quality that is. Then we have the Ash Blossom, Enjoy a Spring. We have the Planet Pathfinder. You must have this in your deck because you're going to be focusing a lot on field spells, okay? 1 Lava Golem to like just disrupt your opponent like crazy. 3 Kaiju. 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Terraforming, 1 Lightning Storm. We have 3 Numerian Call. Then we have 1 Numerian Chaos Ritual. We have 2 PvP Race Map. And we have 3. These are the most expensive ones, but again, you can just get them from this pack. So actually, okay, the server just went kind of a bit crazy. Yeah, you can just get this from this pack here, and also you can get it from the current pack. So this one, Stalwart Force, actually has this card as well. It's pretty cool. So there's many ways you can get this card again. And then finally we have 1 Dimensional Fissure, 2 Limited Removal because these are machine monsters. And then we have Call by the Grave 2, we have 1 Metaverse, we have 1 Infinite Impermanence, and we have 1 Macrocosmos. Now you can of course alternate. For example, you can maybe get 2 of these and you can skip this one if you don't want it, or you can skip this one and get 2 of these. But I would really recommend you to have at least 2 cards in your deck which are going to be focusing on removing cards from the field and banishing the cards because you don't care. You're gonna win in 1 turn effectively. So the way this deck plays out, guys, is very simple. Your ultimate goal when you start with your hand is to, first of all, make sure you get this card activated. So there's many ways to do that. You can either do it via a trap card, via this card. You can actually tribute this card to add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. So there's many ways to do this. Terraforming, so make sure you have at least 3 ways of basically making sure that the field card you want comes to your hand. Once you've done that, you just activate it, and by activating this card you can then activate a card from your deck. So for example, this one, During your main phase, send one numerical normal spell card that meets its activation conditions from your deck to the graveyard. This effect becomes that spell's effect when this card is activated. And then you activate this one, you send this one to the graveyard, and this one, guess what it does? If Numero Network is on your field, so this one basically, alright, special summon up to 4 Numeron Gate XYZ monsters with different names from your extra deck, but banish them during the end phase. And also you can only normal special summon monsters once per turn. This is really important because this is where it gets interesting. Here it says the following. You can only use this effect on Numero monsters. Numero XYZ monsters you control can activate effects without detaching materials. And this is where things get really crazy, because this card in combination with this one, so you activate this one, you send this one to a graveyard, and then you can special summon 4 of these monsters, okay, 4 of these, and each of these cards you can activate their effect without having to detach. And what's the effect? Pretty damn crazy, because the effect is the following. At the end of the damage step, when you fought, if this card battled an opponent's monster, your card, you can detach 1 material, but of course now, because of this card, that condition doesn't need to be met. Okay, and double the attack of all numero monsters you currently control until the end of the turn. So basically this one becomes then 2000, and then the rest of the 3 cards becomes 2000. You attack with the second card, so the other rest of the 2 cards becomes 4000. You attack with the third card, and the fourth card becomes 8000 attack. And if you have this one in your hand, limit removal, it becomes basically 16,000. Right? It's just insane. Like, and of course it cannot be destroyed by battle. Really important. And also because obviously we have some negations, like this one here, for example, these ones here, we have the kaiju, so we can basically negate the monsters on the opponent field, because we want to make sure that our opponent is not able to activate any monster effects, and we do that by simply tributing and special summoning our basically block monsters on his field, and then with these cards we just literally just decimate our opponent like crazy, honestly. So this is how it works. Now this deck is really simple to use. It's like basically brainless. Like you can just play through like lots of the duels on this one. You can get lots of medals, and it's quite easy to craft. It's very good budget, like I said before. I mean, as you can see here, most of the cards are either rare or like a normal, for example here, and the ultra rares, as I said before, you should already have the majority of them should already be in your deck. Like this one, like I said, these are already in your deck. This one, because it's pure meta, like this is 100% the current meta. So if you don't have these in your deck, what are you doing? Like simple question, right? So yeah, simple as that. So basically all you're gonna have to spend is maybe like around 3,000 gems, more or less, maybe 2,000 gems if you're lucky, and get the cards from this pack effectively. All right, this one here. And then once you got your cards, for the rest of the cards you can just craft them effectively, and then craft the rest of the cards you need, and that's pretty much it. Because obviously when you get these packs, you can get other ultra rares which you don't need. So just dismantle the ultra rares, and then you craft them from here, and then you have your Numeron deck ready for punishment effectively, because this deck is really powerful. Now, is there any brick chances for this deck? There is a very minor brick chance for this deck, and that's if of course you draw, let's say, 2 of these, you draw 2 of these, and then you draw 1 of this, right? So there's a small chance of breaking this particular deck if you draw too many of the negate cards. So in order to mitigate that, you can potentially mitigate. For example, you can remove 1 of these maxis, to give you an example. So you remove 1 of those and maybe add another kaiju or something like that. So there's different ways to kind of mitigate the breaking. Now there's quite low chance that you're gonna draw like 3 of these and 2 of these, or like 2 of these, 2 of these, and like 1 of this. Like, it's really rare. I mean, that's like extremely rare. Most likely you're gonna draw 1 of this, maybe 1 of this, and 1 of this, and 1 of this, or you're gonna draw like this. For example, here we can try actually, and we can draw sample cards. So as you can see here, you already can get this one on the field. So you can get your field card. Again, this one here, you can activate it already. This one here, let's see what here, you can activate it from here. What else we have? This one, again, you can activate it from here. This one, well, there's like many ways to activate it again. What else we have here? Again, you can use this card to like activate your field card. boom, again, so basically like most of the times you always draw like one of the cards which you need to basically activate your special effect and be able to do whatever you want. As you can see there again, Piri Piri Race. So we have many opportunities here to actually get to this card, because this is what we need. We need to get to this card, and then it's pretty much game over for the opponent. We can also sweep the field, as you can see there. So yeah, by drawing the cards, you can then kind of compare and see like how lucky or unlucky you can get, and then kind of do the like adjustment of your strategy, for example, and then see like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna not work for me? Like how this is going to work overall. So pretty good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from the first hand, you can draw your field card and activate this one already, so you don't need to wait for another 3 turns. So as you can see there, it's quite clear cut that the breaking of this deck is quite unlikely. It's quite unlikely to break it, like I said before. It's quite extremely rare that you will ever get like 3 max C, for example. Like honestly, I've been doing it for like ages now, and we don't have any situation where there's a max C more than 1. You can see here, nope, 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 or like more than that, more than 1 Ash Blossom or something. Like it's extremely rare. You can get 2 of these sometimes, you can see there, that's a possibility, but again, that's quite rare to happen, as you can see there, and it's not the norm. This one, for example, is a really bad hand. Not that bad, because you have this one, obviously, because also Max C can obviously draw more cards. But yeah, so sometimes obviously it could happen that you don't have the best draw in hand, but as you can see here, most of the time it works pretty damn good. It works really good, and you can draw your Numerian field quite quickly, as you can see here. But yeah, guys, that's it for today's video on this topic. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and of course this deck may be of use to you, to your battles in the XYZ festival. And of course, as always, have fun, guys. Enjoy the game, because it's really fun, and I shall see you guys later in the next upload. Bye.